Every student, every day. Prepared for success. Our mission at Omaha Public Schools is to prepare all students to excel in college, career, and life. We're diverse,
65 grados.
noble, caring, intelligent, and above all, we're committed. That's what makes us OPS proud. OPS is emerging as a leading urban school district around the nation, with the dedicated students, staff, and teachers to prove it. Recent state test score results show improvements across the board, with gains in reading, math, science, and writing. This success isn't from one change, but a combination of effective practices, along with highly educated, highly skilled, and highly committed teachers and staff. At Alice Buffett Magnet Middle School's STARS program, we're helping students prepare for success. Instructors like 6th grade teacher Diane Eubanks spend extra time with kids after school to help them improve their skills in core subject areas.
We look at our research and we focus our choices on the kids that we know that are on the bubble, and we really want to help them. We know we can raise them up.
After a long day in the classroom, it's an extra commitment staying after school to ensure students are prepared, but Eubanks creates an environment that kids enjoy. Just ask 6th grader Caden Echternock.
It just helps me, and what we're learning right now is really fun, and I think it's going to help me a bunch.
In the end, Eubanks says it's all worth it.
Truly, after you teach a STARS class, a lot of times that's the first kid you want to run and check on their scores to make sure, and it's always a fulfilling thing to see that they have done better.
It takes a community effort to build a better future, and in Omaha, OPS has hundreds of partnerships to make that happen. That strength shows at events like the State of Education in North Omaha. It was there that members of the community and more than 20 organizations met to network, listen to lectures, and take part in breakout sessions about quality education. One of those organizations, the Learning Community of Douglas and Sarpy Counties, talked about its parent university, where parents can learn to best help with their children's education at home. Jamala Parker, Director of Family Engagement Services, says the learning community helps everyone in a child's life work together.
We want teachers, parents, child care providers to all be speaking the same language on the same page when it comes to the child, because then they'll get used to that consistency and routine and those same patterns. Starting off young and working with those little ones are so crucial, because it really is going to determine how our future and how our communities and our city and state is going to be.
OPS is an innovator in the world of educational technology. We were the first district in Nebraska certified to teach digital citizenship. And we recently launched Nebraska's first virtual school, Omaha Virtual School, where homeschooled children can own their learning with a blend of virtual and traditional classwork. OPS has even partnered with Microsoft piloting education programs and connecting Microsoft showcase schools like Wakanda Elementary. There, in a room like Missy Wadaszewski's 3rd grade class, each student uses his or her own Microsoft Surface Pro to participate in lesson plans and schoolwork.
It's really a great avenue to kind of keep their attention with things that they're used to, but do it in an educational way.
With the devices, those lesson plans incorporate technology and professional programs like Office 365 and OneNote as well. Even at the 3rd grade level, this world of technology gives students like Sage Giddings a glimpse into the future.
We can get smarter, and then when we get in college, we're going to be smart, and then when we get out of college, we can get a job.
Now, not only are test scores rising at Wakanda, but the immersion in technology offers a level of engagement that can't be beat.
I've really noticed that they start taking responsibility for their own learning, and that is obviously something that we want to move into, where they really just take control and run with it.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, ready, go.
When it comes to the arts, the sights and sounds coming from OPS are unrivaled. We offer a wide array of programs in visual and performing arts, from opportunities like pottery and 3D design to show choirs and marching bands. In 2016, there were even 48 all-state musicians from OPS. Whether students are pursuing a passion or exploring their curiosity, the arts are beneficial for everyone. That's why Joshua Austin started a guitar program at Omaha South High Magnet School. Now more students are learning music there than ever before.
There are so many research studies that show students' academic progress is inflated when they are participating in music. Their test scores go up, their graduation percentage rate goes up.
1, 2.
So you get kids like Jonathan Stout to participate, who aren't typically involved in fine arts, but think it would be cool to play guitar.
It's kind of like I get to take a break from the regular school stuff and just kind of get to have fun. The teacher's pretty cool too.
On top of that, something like learning guitar gives these students skills like a strong work ethic that will last a lifetime.
Practice is key, and just like recently I've been having to stay after school and kind of take some extra time to practice.
OPS students aren't just champions in the classroom, they're also standouts in the gym and on the field. It's no secret that OPS teams know how to take home the gold. The experience also gives students a solid foundation to play at a college level and beyond. Take a look at standout Deshaun Neal, who graduated from Central High School in 2016. After receiving dozens of offers from colleges around the United States, he now plays for the Nebraska Cornhuskers.
Just seeing a bunch of fans and hearing them scream is always fun, especially when we have big games and it goes the way that we always want to. I mean, it's very exciting.
Neal continues to work hard. He hopes to go on to play for the NFL. However far he goes, he says part of that success is thanks to the support he got from the coaching staff at Central.
They always cared for me, made sure I got, I was taken care of, just like everybody else. Made sure I worked hard, trained hard, and knew what I was doing, made sure I watched a lot of film to get prepared for college.
For OPS students dreaming about higher education on a global level, we have the tools they'll need to go that extra mile. With an International Baccalaureate or IB World School like Central High School, students go through a rigorous program, gaining a broader view and sharpening academic disciplines while developing time management, problem solving, research, and organizational skills. Michael Kelly, a 2015 graduate from Central, says it was hard, but worth it.
It was very stressful for us. We put a lot of time in, but I'm very, very glad I went through it. Mainly just because of the work ethic and the skills it's given me pretty much with anything I approach.
With his IB diploma, Kelly was accepted to the Catholic University of Leuven in Belgium to study philosophy.
The IB program was in part why I looked overseas. So I didn't just look in Belgium, I looked in the Netherlands, I looked in the UK, because with your International Baccalaureate diploma, you're eligible for any admission to any university in the world.
Needless to say, after his time at Central, he's getting along just fine on the world stage.
I kind of can't really see myself doing anything else, kind of can't ever picture myself having gone to another university or having gone to another high school for that matter. Yeah, it's kind of weird how well the whole thing just fit.
While the costs to attend college climb higher and higher, OPS gives students the skills and resources they need to get that scholarship. In fact, between all 7 OPS high schools, the 2016 graduating class together won more than $60 million in scholarships. Maria Mickles, for example, now attends University of Nebraska, Omaha after graduating from Burke High School in 2016. After all of her hard work at Burke, she won a number of scholarships, including the famed Gates Millennium Scholarship. She's filling her mind with lots of new knowledge now, but she'll still never forget the day she got a mysterious package in the mail.
So I just opened it and I looked and said congratulations, and I didn't cry, but I was just like in a state of shock, like I just shook it a little bit. And then my sister, they were jumping up and down, not knowing what it meant. And my mom was like, oh my gosh, my baby gets to go to college for free. And I'm just like, huh?
So now, as long as she keeps up her hard work, she can go as far as earning her doctorate without paying a penny. She did the heavy lifting to make it happen, but there were also a number of OPS staffers in her corner, helping her along the way.
I was able to get like this support group, because like if I went to somewhere else, I wouldn't have had this, like the people who actually helped me who were there, because there was a reason that they were there and there's a reason I went to OPS. And so I just like the support that I got from being an OPS student.
So what makes you OPS proud?
We want to see every kid succeed. So wherever they are, we accept them and then just make a plan for them.
It's awesome school and helps me learn a lot more.
Many departments are dedicated to really looking at research and really looking at what can we do to keep moving in the right direction.
Kids are the top priority, and kids are the most important thing, and just doing whatever we can in order for them to be successful.
You can get smarter.
I am very happy with the opportunities I have to teach here, and especially at South High with all the course offerings. I'm even more ecstatic that the students have these opportunities. It makes me super envious.
Especially from this school, just like some of the teachers that we have, I really appreciate them and am proud to represent them.
Central's a very, very good academic school, which I'm very proud to come out of. I mean, the traditional was always fun for me to learn. It's a different experience. I made a lot of different relationships and connections in life.
It has such a far-reaching experience level in so many different areas.
It just made me feel like really happy that they actually really cared about my education.
Omaha Public Schools. Every student, every day, prepared for success.